Y'all know what time it is. This has drained all my joy. Let's start. It's possible that he was meant to become corrupted, desiring power over all he had came to see. I mean, we could argue that about anyone with power, but anywho's. Perhaps that is why Mirth was created. She can't even spell Delphine's name right. Damn, bitch, I thought I was bad at spelling. Why would Akatosh create two Dragonborns unless they were meant to work together, or... Then she paused, dwelling on something she believed to be true. I mean, honestly, you could get creative with that. Like, maybe he made an extra Dragonborn, because Marak fucking didn't do his job, so he had to make the last Dragonborn. Or, maybe one's from, like, an alternate reality, considering that's a thing. And it's supposed to help the other one. Anywho's, perhaps we're meant to revive this Dragonborn and have Mirth meet him. How are you gonna revive him? You'd have to steal his soul from Akatosh. Again, no logic. Maybe they're meant to create a new line of Dragonborns. That's not how being Dragonborn works. That is not how being Dragonborn works. She said in excitement and stood up from her stone seat. Espen frowned at that. Delphine, you're already thinking too deeply about this. Mirth is already married and loves her husband dearly. If she loved him, she wouldn't have gone to cheat on him with, like, the motherfucker who tried to kill her. Just saying. What would you have that man do? Rape her? What? He said angrily. Delphine smiled grimly and chuckled. I'd do anything to have a bunch of little Dragonborns running around slaying all their path. Okay. Real quick. Delphine is a bitch. Everyone in the fucking fandom hates her just about. But I really doubt she'd be like a fucking race scientist that wants to create like the newest super race of whatever. Like, it makes no fucking sense. See, this is the problem when you do stupid girl boss fic. You just make all the other women seem incompetent or terrible. So your girl, glows, I guess. And she's not like other girls. She's one of the dudes. Anyway. She then picked up 3 books she'd been keeping. All Blade's agents then came into the main area. How would they recruit people assuming that Mirth no longer spoke to them? And they can't really reveal who they are because they don't know if somebody's like a Thalmor agent, or they don't want none of that smoke, or they just, they're busy with like the Civil War and not starving and other things. Like, again, logic goes out the window. We've got some important work to do, everyone. Find every mage for hire you can. Make sure they're good at conjuration and necromancy. May I remind you, necromancy is banned for a reason? Why do you think all the bad mages we find in forts and in random ass caves are necromancers? Like, be for real. She ordered. All blades bowed and set off to do their task. Delphine chuckled darkly, then turned to Esbern. You are to stay here and watch over the temple. No running off and informing Mirth of our plans. That's an order. Who died and made her the boss? Esbern, you're older than her. Slap her around or something. Esbern grimaced when she said it was an order. He wasn't allowed to disobey Delphine. Says who? The Blades had to serve their leader without question. This was like the predicament. Is Delphine gonna resurrect Marak? No, guys. She's just gonna go have a party with him in Aetherius. I already lost my faith in humanity. It can't get any worse than this. It's been a year, 6 months since that day. Mirth was at her home, Winstad Manor, relaxing on the balcony of the library. Wait, is that a thing? Because last time I remembered, the side balcony is like, besides your top floor, and I didn't turn my top floor into a library, but I don't know. Like I said, logic goes out the window. Her belly was quite large as she was gonna give birth soon. You know what's funny? Some people don't even show, or they barely show when they're pregnant. Like with my first kid, I think it took me a bit to show up. And then with my second one, since I didn't really gain any weight with him, like I didn't really show till like the last 2 months. But anywho's. Over time, Alduin and Vilkas begin to get along. My head hurts. Mainly because Mirth forced them both to go on a week-long hunting trip 2 months ago. I don't know if any of y'all watch them Dagoth or like AI meme videos, but when he's like, if you find a statue of Bella at your house, just know your wife and her boyfriend are in the house. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of right now. Honestly, they should just ditch Mirth and date each other instead. Anyway. Alduin came to the balcony and smiled at her. She was so beautiful. Even while pregnant, she looked as if she could take on a whole army of blades. Anyway, he sat next to her, pulling her close. Mirth, are you alright? Feel anything? He asked as he placed his head on her shoulder. Mirth chuckled a bit at his worried tone. I'm fine, Alduin. You don't need to worry about me all the time. You'll be here when I give birth. I know you will. Ew. She said, and then kissed him gently. He purred at that, soon pinning her on the bench. Damn, someone's horny. Mirth, those blades have been rather quiet lately, he said, and pressed his forehead to hers. I'm worried about what they may be up to. Sorry, that was my boyfriend getting something. But, you're the world leader. She's the dragonborn, and like y'all got a fucking werewolf. I don't think there's a lot of things that could kick all of y'all's asses consecutively. Mirth stroked his cheek and smiled at him. Alduin, don't worry. They aren't up to. She then paused as a loud sound echoed from the ground floor. She got up and looked over the edge to see at least 20 blades trying to bust down her door. You know, to be stealthy people, they really fucking suck. Alduin growled at that, then looked to see Oviding, Parthenax, and Drenavir up on the roof, coming to them in their human forms. Parthenax looked at the door and frowned deeply. We must flee this place. Let's get inside and grab as much as we can carry, he said to everyone else, which would agree. I feel like in that situation, you just, like, run with whatever you have on you, and that's it. When they got to the house, Vilkas had the door blocked with an empty dresser and some flour-filled barrel. Mirth, grab the kids and get moving. You know what? I've noticed Mirth has not really paid attention to her kids since she got pregnant. You know, like I said, she don't give a shit about them kids because they didn't come out of her vagina. Mirth nodded, taking the children's hands and going up the ladder to the balcony. She stayed crouched with her children so none of the blades would notice them. Alduin soon appeared in the balcony as well. He had a large sack filled with Mirth's dragon priest mask and other important items. Parthenax appeared with some ingredients for potions and some potions. Drenavir came up with staff, soul gems, and some potions too. Oldovine came up wearing and holding some of Mirth's armor and weapons. Mirth noticed that Vilkas had not come up yet. You know, if she was a real dragonborn, like the rest of us, she'd have, like, a bunch of shit in her house. Like, you know how we all have, like, a barrel full of soul gems in every house, or, like, a bunch of random weapons. Anyway. Mirth noticed that Vilkas hadn't come up yet. Where's Vilkas? She asked worriedly. Gee, I don't know, girl. Dead, probably? Or wishing he was because his wife don't love him and got knocked up by some dude and now he's got to live with his wife and her boyfriend. I mean, fuck. Although, honestly, he could have taken the kids and ran. But anywho, Drenavir frowned at that and went back downstairs, only to see the door break down and Vilkas turn into a werewolf. Vilkas killed a couple of the blades but was knocked out cold when one of them bashed him in the head with a shield. You know, that's kind of funny, because I don't know if y'all ever done, like, the shield bashing people. They, like, kind of keel over, and then they get back up. I guess they must have a thicker skull than us. Don't mind the noise, we're packing. Drenavir hurried back to the roof and frowned. He's been captured. We have to move on, Quinarin. You know, that would be a really badass name for like a dragonborn, but this is not a badass dragonborn. I want to kill her. We will rescue him once he give birth. I promise, he said in a rushed but saddened tone. Poor Bilkos. He's everyone's afterthought. Which is how I feel about the companions. But anyway, Mirth had tears streaming down her cheeks, but then her expression changed to one of pain. Gosh, she yelled and fell on her knee. Water pooled under her and she bit her lip. Of course she's gonna go into labor at this moment. Also, damn, poor Vilkas, no one cares about him. Parthenax swore a whistle and picked her up for Alduin. It's time. We must get out of here and go somewhere safe where she can get birth. Honestly, this is all Murph's fault, because if she had just, like, you know, accepted the fact that she can have kids and enjoyed the children that she already had and the husband she already had, she wouldn't be in this fucking mess. But see, this is what you get for being stupid and horny. Alden nodded his brother, then took out a staff that belonged to one of his dragon priests. How the fuck are they carrying all this? Like, we're already breaking logic when you have your follower carrying, like, 20 cheese wheels and, like, 20 dragon bones, but anyway. He slammed it on the floor, and suddenly they disappeared. Mirth opened her eyes, and they were in Sovngarde. Why are we here? Mirth said and groaned as the contraction hit. Alden stroked her back and helped her get into a more comfortable position. It's the only place I could think where the blades can reach us, he said, and kissed her forehead. Wait, but if you spend too much time in Sovngarde, you die. Again, let me not think too hard. That's becoming very hard to do. Mirth smiled, but groaned in pain from another contraction. Alduin sighed, holding her hands. He then turned to his brother and comrades. You three take the children to the highest mountain here. I'll deliver the baby and make the mist disappear, he ordered. What? What the hell? Anyway, the three Dova nodded and took the children to the mountain because, you know, fuck them kids. She don't care about them. Alduin then made a thick mist appear to cover them as Mirth experienced the pain of birth. Sovngarde's silence was broken every so often by a loud squeeze rolled off from Mirth when she experienced pain. I don't think that's how that would work. And we're stopping right here because I'm very tempted to throw this shit at the wall.